Hey there everyone, this is Iram here and I hope that you all are doing well. Today we are going to start a series of a new framework. It's actually not very new, but it's a new framework. It's Bulma, and as you guys know that I'm more stuck with Bootstrap, but at the same time I like this Bulma too. Bulma is also a very interesting framework and it's gonna reduce a lot of work. Uh, we don't have to define too much css in external or internal files. It's way more easier, and it's very interesting. It's very elegant, it's efficient, and I hope that you guys will like this one. Today to onwards, means in some of the further videos we are going to learn about the documentation of Bulma, and then by the end of this series we are going to create a project by using all the knowledge we are going to get from this Bulma documentation, and we'll use all that knowledge in a project. Okay, so let's start working with Bulma. Bulma is a modern CSS framework that just works. It's true, it just works. I have worked with Bulma and I like it, so I have decided to share it with you guys. You guys are gonna love this one. Bulma is free open source framework that provides ready to use front end components that you can easily combine to build responsive web interfaces. Yes, it is. Then you can install it by using npm, and let me show you. I'm gonna show you everything about Bulma. Here is that it is 100% responsive. It is modules based, and you just have to import what you need. Then it is built with Flexbox, and yes, it is available on GitHub. For more satisfaction, you guys can read the testimonies of people, what people are talking about Burma, and they have quite good reviews and quite good opinions and comments about Burma. So let's get into Bulma's documentation. The website of Bulma is bulma.io. Here is the documentation, and first of all let's go to the overview. Let's move on to the start, and here you guys can see that is saying Bulma is a CSS library. This means it provides CSS classes to help you style your HTML code, and it is pre-compiled. Okay, so CSS, and it has Sass files also. You guys can customize according to your needs. Then Bulma with the single CSS file and Sass. Okay, so you can read everything if you are interested in this, and just give it a try. Okay, it's very good. You guys will like it. There are different options of downloading Bulma, different options of installation of Bulma. So here is my favorite one, the CDN. You guys can import from the CSS, import it into your CSS, or here is the HTML link. Then you guys can install it using npm or yarn. Okay, so here they have this option too. Then RTL version, okay, import into your CSS or into your HTML index page. Here is the GitHub repo. So they have different options: GitHub CLI, HTTPS, whatever the way you like. You guys can do this. Right now, until today's date, we are going to work with learn the version of this Bulma is 0.9.3, and in future if they add anything and if they remove anything, I'm gonna update this series, or I'm gonna give you the update in another video in future. If they of course they are going to make the change. So if there is any major change, there will be any kind of major change, then I'm gonna mention you guys that here is the change made by bulma.io. Okay, Okay, so here they have the code requirements. I'm not going to explain everything line by line. I'm sure you guys know about all these basic things. Here is the starter template of Bulma. So what I'm gonna do, I just want to copy this code, and here in my VS Code editor I do have a folder Bulma. I'm gonna create a file here, index.html. Within this file I'm gonna paste that code, and I have pasted it. Okay, let's save it, and let's go to the main to the live server. Let's go to the browser by using my live server. Okay, so here is the Bulma starter template. Here is the title, the heading, and p element or a paragraph element. Okay, so let's go and let's explore more about Bulma. First of all, within the title I'm just gonna say that Bulma tutorial. Okay, let me save it, and let's go to the, so here in the browser you guys can see that it is written here Bulma tutorial. Let's move on to the website of Bulma, and here down below they don't have anything. So first of all, what I'm thinking how I would like to start it, if you guys want to download it, as I've mentioned before, that you can use any of the method, whatever you think that it is easy for you or you are comfortable with. Okay, so first of all I would like to start with the helpers, and we're here within the helpers it has color. Let's go with the color, and the color helpers change the colors of the text and our background. Bulma has more color variations and more shades variation too. So here the text color, you can set any element to one of the 10 colors or 9 shades of gray. So the predefined classes here in Bulma, the format of these predefined classes are like this: has text white, has text black, has text primary. Like they have used a prefix of has. Okay, they have used the prefix of has. So I like this one. It's more defined. Okay, so let's start getting this one, that which is saying, let's use this has text primary. I want to copy this, and here in the title I just want to paste it, because the class of within the class has a title. The class is defined by title, and we have added the text has a prime or has text primary. It's gonna be a primary text. So let me move here, let me show you. Okay, so you guys can see that hello world, it's changed into this teal color. Now let's go to the has text link. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I just wanna type it here, has text primary, so has text link, and here you guys can see that it changes the color to a link color. Okay, now if you want to see more of this, and before we have tried primary, now let's try the success. Okay, so here is look and see, it's green. Okay, it's more green, and here is the way we can define the colors. It has warning, danger, success, info, okay, and link. Now let's move on and let's see the shades. Okay, so it has the text has text black bis, or has text black ter. Then it has a gray darker, gray dark, gray light, gray lighter, whiter, and white base. So let's work with this. Let's try this gray lighter. Okay, here in our, I want to try this gray lighter. Let's try this gray lighter with this one, and I have to define a class here, and it should be, it has to be in quotes. Okay, save it, move on to the browser. Here we are. So you guys can see that it is, the color of this text is changed. Now let's go to the code here in the console. Let's see, You guys can see that here the strong element before it was only Bulma, but after adding this class has text gray lighter, you can see that the text is gray lighter. And here is the CSS, the predefined CSS is here. It has text gray lighter, and here is the gray text with the important flag. Okay, let's give a try to something else. Let's go down, and here are, you can use each color in light and dark versions also. So suppose let's use the primary. I want to go with, before we use this, let's use the primary dark. I'm going to copy this, and here I just want to add it here, save it, moving on to the browser, and you guys can see that it is darker than before. And let's use the success dark or danger primary, danger dark warning. Okay, let's use the success dark, no, warning dark. Okay, copy this, and I'm gonna use it here, save it, move on to the browser, and wow, this warning dark is looking great. It's a nice color. So, and you guys can see here also that it has text warning dark. Then here is the color definition in CSS, that this is the color they are using. With the predefined color is this one, the dark, warning dark. Okay, let's move on and let's see the background colors. So the background colors, you can set any element to one of 10 of the 10 colors or 9 shades of gray. So the color here for the background, let's use the danger, copy this, and here I just want to add it, let's add it here with the subtitle. And okay, so the subtitle, my first website, it has a here is that background danger. Okay, so the background is danger. Now let's change something else. Let's add the shade, and here let's use the black, has black ter, okay, or TER. So with this, let's go. Okay, so now you can see that the color is changed. Got it? So I like the way they have defined the classes in this. It's not difficult, it's very easy. You guys gonna love in this one. Now here the light and darker or dark versions of the background colors. So let's use the info here for background, and here what I'm thinking to do, let me delete it, add this color here, and let's use the text color also. I just want to copy this, oops, copied this one, and I want to paste it here. Let's save it, move on to the browser. Okay, it's not so clear. Let's change this into a light color. So info dark and text primary. So here let's go with a warning, but not dark, only with the warning, and save it, browser. Okay, so it's looking good, but right now we are not thinking of the design, that what's going on with this, but you guys can understand that how we can add the background in Bulma, and it has different the variations. You can see the darker and the lighter version, which is I like this, the darker and the lighter version thing within Bulma. Okay, and if I want to use, let's use, okay, so let's move on to the next one. The next is spacing. Next helper is spacing. So here in the spacing helpers, change the size and color of the text for one or multiple viewport width. And for this, you guys can see that Bulma provides margin with M and padding with P, helpers in all directions. We are using this in Bootstrap also. And for top, right, bottom, and left, we are using this TRBL. And for horizontally, for both horizontally, left and right, we are using X in Bootstrap 2 and in Bulma 2. It's not different. And the Y for vertical means top and bottom. Okay. You need to combine a margin padding prefix with a direction suffix. For example, for a margin top, use MT, padding top, bottom, PB, margin left, and margin right. These things we are used to of doing in working in Bootstrap. Okay, so each of the property direction combinations need to be appended with 6 value suffixes. Here you guys can see that the suffixes 0 and the value of 0 is 0. 1 has a value of 0.25 rem, 2 has a value of 0.5 rem, and 6 has a value of 3 rem, and you guys can see the values. Everything is well defined in the documentation. Now, list of spacing helpers, there are 112 spacing helpers to choose from, and they are not difficult. If you are working in Bootstrap, I'm sure you guys know about it. It's not something very, like, I don't think that I have to go in all the nitty gritties of this, but just for if anybody didn't know about it, just to explain, let me tell you that here the margin top shortcut is MT. The classes are defined with MT0, 1, 2, and auto also. Okay, so on and so forth. Then here margin top and right, top and bottom, they have MY for the vertical positions, and for horizontally we have MX, margin left and margin right. The same thing gonna work with padding. If you want padding from all 4 sides, then use P element and P0, 1, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, and auto. And then for top, you have to define PT, padding top, for right, padding R, padding bottom, PB, padding left, and for left and right is PX, and top and bottom PY. And the values are defined here, and these values are also defined on top here also. Okay, now let's move on and let's see the code. So let me copy this code from here and let me add it here. Okay, here is the code. Let's save it. So it's gonna add 1 rem to margin at the bottom and 2.5 rem horizontal padding, and for both margin and padding top is written here. Let's go to the browser and let's see. Okay, so you guys can see that here we do have these margins, but let's add a background, then it will be more easy to understand. So here the class is already defined. Let's say has let me get it from here. Okay, I just don't want to write. Let's use a copy paste. Has background dark info. Save it, move on to the browser. You guys can see here, and let's say that the text is gonna be light, and I just want just to make it more prominent. Okay, save it. Here we are. So you can see this one, margin bottom. Okay, the margin bottom, but there is has text lighter and gray lighter. Okay, where am I working with, which class? Oh, sorry, I don't have to add it here. I need to add it here. Just a minute. Oops. Copy this, and I want to paste it here. Let's save it and move on to the browser. So now you guys can see that here margin bottom is this. Let me add the background of all these classes. Let me add the same, and I want to change the backgrounds later on, here and here. And here the background is gonna be danger, and here the background is gonna be primary only, primary. Save it, go on to the browser. Okay, so now you guys can find it. Now let's make some more changes, and let me show you here in the console that what's going on. So you guys can see that margin bottom is 4 here and has background. Okay, no need to go with the background and other thing. If we change the margin bottom from 4 to 6, now you guys can see that it is within the 6. Okay, and if we change this pixel, this padding, sorry, not pixel, let's change it into 5, and you guys can see that it's gonna work with 5. And let's change this padding top. This margin is gonna be, let's change it to margin 2, and padding top is gonna be 6. Okay, so you guys can see that you guys can see the difference. Okay, so this is the space, these are the spacing helpers here. They have defined the configuration, and they are saying that because every developer has their own preferences, and to satisfy Bulma's customization features, it is possible to specify your own class name shortcuts as well as spacing values. Okay, and they have given the example here. You guys can read it and can get more about it. Okay, here is the property margin, then the shortcut of margin is MD, margin top MGT, and MGR, MGB, and MGH for left and right, like horizontal. Here they have the classes MG small, then MGT small, MGR small, L small, GH small, and these values are defined in pixels. Okay, and by customizing the output, you have narrowed down the list of spacing helpers from 112 to only 18. Now let's move on. I hope that this spacing is also it's not difficult. We are in practice. We are doing all these things in Bootstrap, but just to let you know, guys, that they also have this thing. It's easy to maintain Bulma site or Bulma project. Okay, so here is the next one is typography. Let's move on to the typography, and the typography helpers change the size, weight, and other font properties of the text. Okay, there are 7 sizes to choose from, and here they have mentioned again the predefined class for sizes is size 1. Size of this is 3 rem. Here is an example. We are going to create our own example, and they have defined in 7 variations, so we can use any number from 1 to 7. Okay, and here is the responsive size. You can choose a specific size for each viewport width and simply append the viewport width to the size modifier. So here is the way they have mentioned, like is size 1 mobile, and mobile up to 786 pixels, tablet between 769 to 1023, and desktop widescreen between and full HD. Okay, and the touch and the mobile is it's for tablet and mobile. Okay, for tablets and mobile, the touch one here, this one. Okay, it's for mobiles. If you want to add mobile or tablet, okay, and if you don't want to add, then you guys just add touch in that. Okay, and is size 1 desktop, widescreen, and full HD. We are going to use them in the project too, but in the example we'll see all these things. Okay, here they have mentioned the alignment, so you can align the text using 4 helpers, 4 alignment helpers like centered, justified, left, and right. Then responsive responsive alignment. You can align text differently for each viewport width, and simply append the viewport width to the alignment modifier. And here they have the examples. So has text left mobile left alignment, and they are not going to change in these screens, or they are not going to change in these viewports. Then here is for desktop only, for tablet only, and for widescreen only. But they have widescreen, desktop, tablet, touch. Again, as I've told you before, that touch is for mobile and tablet. Okay, then full HD. So you guys can see that they are how they're gonna work in these devices. You can use the same logic for each of the four alignments, and is capitalized, lowercase, uppercase, italic, and is underlined. And this one is new in this 9.0.9.3 version. Okay, maybe they will add some more in the later on, or in the updating version of Bulma. Okay, so here are the transformations, text transformations. And then here is the weight, 5 text helpers. So has weight light, normal, medium, semi bold, and bold. Here are the examples, font families. So they have five font family helpers: sans serifs, monospace, primary, secondary, and code. Okay, so what we have to do, let's add the weight, and let's add this semi bold weight. Let me copy this. Let's use this one here in this example, and here we paste it, save it. So horizontal padding, you can see here, where is that? Let me bring it. Horizontal padding has text weight, semi bold, and let's use this medium one. Copy this, get it, and let me add it with this margin bottom. Save it, and here we are in the browser, and here it is a medium. Okay, you guys can see here in the so they are saying that it is horizontal, and hold on, margin bottom has text weight medium. Okay, so this is the way we can use these. And let's change the class also. Family is family monospace. Okay, not let's add and let's add into the title. Okay, and hello world, let's add that the family of this, and you guys can see that the title is changed. It is monospace. If you want to change more, we can. And here is, let's use the capitalized. Let me check, is there, so let's use lowercase. Okay, and let me copy this. Let's go to the editor, and here paste it, save it, and here is in the browser, it is saying that you can see it is lowercase. So we can add, and you guys can play with this. And for, let's say has text left or mobile. Okay, or wait a minute, I'm just thinking. Let's go with this one, desktop. And for this, I just want to go with the save it. What happened? Sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's use has text left mobile, and here let me remove it. So let's use this has text left mobile, and let me copy this. and let me paste it here, save it here. And so for this again I need to, let me show, okay, and you can see that where is that, this section, this container and hello world, and has text left mobile. Okay, so you guys can see it here, understand? So let's go back and let's move on to the next helper topic. So here the next helper topic is, the previous was spacing and the next is going to be visibility. So let's go to the visibility. And yes, responsive helpers show hide content depending on the width of the viewport. So you know, sometimes we use in Bootstrap screen only, or for screen reader only. So this thing is gonna work there. You can use one of the following display classes is block, flags, inline block, or inline flags to show, and here they are. And for hiding, to hide, we can say is hidden on mobile, and tablet only, desktop only, like we are using, as I told you, the for screen reader and all that. So here the invisible is hidden or screen reader only. Okay, they also have this screen reader only element. So let's use something which gonna, okay, we're gonna use it in our project also. Okay, so these are the visibilities and they have defined in Bulma. Okay, so I think it's enough for today. In the next video we are going to cover the flexbox, other and uh, some other elements of Bulma, and some other useful the components and rest of the things. Okay, so I think it's enough for today. Today's video's purpose was only to introduce you guys and just to tell you that there is another framework which is also very good, and you guys gonna work, if you guys want to work with this, it's a very good, if you it's a very good framework if you guys want to improve your skills, or if you guys want to make your skills better or want to add something more in your skills. Then Bulma is something very helpful, and it's gonna add into your skills and you guys will be more skillful. So I'll see you in the next video using the flexbox, other and some other component and elements of Bulma, using all these elements of Bulma. So I hope you guys like this one, and don't forget to subscribe the channel if you didn't subscribe. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta la vista. Ciao ciao.